Yes,
Really
sir.
like your picture.
Say again?
Your picture. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I
I,
know where that's from. I saw a guy, he called himself the big-headed scientist who created a being like that. It's the same being, and he comes up with some pretty interesting channelings. They're
does he?
quite funny.
You could send me
Yeah,
like a name or something. I would be glad to.
yeah.
His
If you
last
search
name.
this guy on like YouTube, the big-headed scientist, some of his stuff they're very much like Black Power type of situation, but it's
Oh,
telling their perspective from like the black man's perspective.
well,
And he
I
does
live in
some
a black
interesting
neighborhood, so I
channeling.
would, it's nothing new to me. I live in a black
He,
neighborhood, so.
yeah, he does some interesting channelings, and the only reason why I call them channelings is that outside of a channeling, how else would you connect to certain ideas that he does?
It's that far out.
Well,
It's that
that,
far out.
yeah, because yesterday when in the channeling, like with brother Ivan, as he was like, someone asked like, how could I send my love to Obama? And as he's describing one way, I get this mental image, like a movie, of okay, what you do, Justin, is imagine your intent is to give Obama a hug. So imagine yourself as Michelle Obama or one of his kids walking up to him and giving him a hug. So you're switching your consciousness with Michelle Obama temporarily so you can actually give him experience giving him the hug. And I expressed that, and like Zod, the Zeta was like, no, that's not me, but there's definitely someone that's sending some of these images and being playful with you.
Well, that's an interesting concept by itself.
Yes, it is. And Tyler had a dream of something close to that, where he switched out of multiple parallel realities. He switched from like a mechanic to like a man, a businessman in a suit, and then like was in a dream of him. And it was all really weird. It was quick, and so that's where he says he got the theory from. And I've been watching a lot of Ivan stuff. I might have watched every video he might have put on today.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm trying really hard to channel right now. I am on a
Don't
mission.
try hard though.
I'm trying
It's
not
gonna
to.
come
It's
on its
hard.
own. There's nothing to try, is what I'm gonna say. There's
There's,
nothing to try.
the,
It's just
the,
an awareness. You said you want to do it, and so therefore you will.
yeah,
Right.
when you're trying, in a sense, you're forcing them to come in. That's kind of what
Exactly, and
happened.
that's
And I
not
had
going
had
to
a very
work.
Oh,
negative being come in. It's just allow
Yeah,
when the
and
time
you're
is right.
causing resistance for yourself as well when you're trying to force it to happen. You're causing resistance, and they can't meet you on a level because that's a 3D mentality idea. You have to meet them halfway as they're coming down in the fourth dimension, and so it won't allow you to meet them halfway when you force it. You understand?
yes.
Okay, very good.
Really allowing yourself to get into that heart space where you're feeling real neutral, like
Very good.
very neutral to where you could see, you know, you can see anything and you will still understand its truth of that it's just nothingness, nothing but love.
And
And
just to let you know, Hunter, the like you said, the heart space, because the trying and the forcing comes from the brain space. You see?
Oh,
you
I see
need
what you're
you
getting
you
at.
want to bring in the cosmic energy into the heart space. You want to bring the Gaia energy up into the heart space, and that's where they begin to mingle and connect and start. Okay, and then they start to get into like a little dance,
And you
and
can feel the energy actually circling when you begin. It is circling in your different chakras.
or I've even felt like tingling on my shin. I've felt,
Yeah.
I'll feel as if something like entered through a certain part of my body, and it'll feel tingly, and I'll feel like energy go into my heart, and then I'll feel it like spread through my body, and then I'll even feel like a shift in my vibrational like field and awareness. And for me, it's just it's that learning to feel, be in your body and feel, which is interesting for me because on my journey, I was, you know, the first part of my
Yay, you're
journey,
in.
I really was able to, I was real into sports, so that was my tool, was my body, and I was very in tune with it, and be able to know what was up with my body, what it needed, when at a young age. So when it got to, these nows where started getting into channeling, which for me, literally, I woke up and understood intuitively that I was a channel, and just kind of like, hey, babe, would you mind if I, start practicing with you? I'll just invite energies in, and whatever comes through is going to greet you. Just say hi. If you have a question or something, ask a question. It might have a message for you. Ask, does it have a message? Sometimes just simple things. Learning, like, for me, sometimes, like, what I'm also learning is, like, different greetings, because I'm noticing some of the beings are wanting to, like, come in but have, like, a different greeting. I feel like them searching through my brain sometimes, like hello, greetings, but it doesn't vibe with them as well. That I can feel them like searching for another like way to like express their self. But I'm also understanding right now that's kind of me allowing my mind to still be in it a little bit too much.
No,
I
it's
keep getting contacted by through light, where I'll be sitting down and I'll be meditating, and I guess trying too hard or trying at all, and I'll have a visualization of a green maze, and it's happened several times. And
mm,
Thursday night, after I had left and after I got to come here for the first time, I had an experience while meditating. I was having a download, and all of a sudden I could not remember what I was talking about or anything, and a face, I don't know what kind of entity it was, had popped into my mind's eye, and I said, hello. I was like, what's your name? And he didn't answer me, and he kind of faded away. And
yeah.
then I opened my eyes, and do y'all remember those old TVs when you looked into it back in the 90s when you had the individual squares of color you could see, the green?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can't remember the other two ones, but there was a
It's
green.
like Hollywood Squares or something like that.
Yes, it was a green, a space, and then a blue, and they were all over my ceiling. They were beautiful, and they were all over my ceiling, and they stayed there for several minutes.
Oh wow.
And then I fell asleep immediately. I have no recollection of what I was talking about or what I was saying beforehand. All I remember is that, and that was my experience for Thursday night, and that's been setting me on a roll. So I've been trying to contact anybody who would even explore this idea, I guess.
Well, Hunter, I have to tell you about my experience. I have similar experiences when under meditation, and I get so deep into meditation that it's right before you go to sleep.
Yes.
And I see different beings in my mind's eye, like with my third eye, actually. And I can see them fully. And I have seen... I have seen the number of what you would call creatures and beings. I've seen like an ant being that was as tall as a horse with 8 legs running.
Wow.
I have seen this white, like, it's bigger than the elephant. And it had like, the head of those big giant tyrannosaurs. No, not tyrannosaurs. What's that other type of dinosaur? It's a veg eater. But it has like this big giant thing on its head, like a crown. Brontosaurus, yes. And it was
Brilliant.
white. It was all white and silver. And there's like, I saw like a small little reptilian being one time, and all of these beings are just showing themselves to us, and we're just connecting to those ideas, really. And they're becoming aware of us as we're becoming aware of them. You see?
Right. Which is
So,
a mind-blowing idea. I finally, what was it, Wednesday or Thursday when I was on here, and I was talking about, like, what are they doing when we sit around a metaphorical campfire. And Ivan was channeling Teresa, and she was like, you know, I like sports. And it opened my mind to an eye. It's like, we're doing the same thing as them. It's just either more technologically advanced. They're just different. And I had this this prejudgmental thing of like, oh, they're all in space just flying around and shit, you know, just, you know, they're just flying around, you know. I hadn't thought, like, they're people, they're other
beings.
Right.
Hi, Carrie.
Hello, Carrie, Gurdan. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Brother Bijan getting computer things fixed. So, did anyone else? I know others experienced yesterday, like the database error with the Hucolo
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
A lot of people could literally not even log on to or even load the Hucolo site for like hours yesterday.
Really?
For a while. Yeah.
Yeah, the funny part about the webinar is that this whole year I've been busy during the weekends and I can't attend the webinar, or like the link is in the wrong place, like the database is wrong on the website and all that, and the internet goes down just before when I'm going to enter the webinar, and then comes back so I can join the after hangout. And it's always like I cannot join the normal webinar this year, and it's like so funny seeing the world how it's teasing with me in a funny way to some degree.
Are you feeling better, Gabriel? You sound better.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and I've been sick, and I thought I was not going to be able to speak yesterday, but I could. So I thought of joining the webinar, but the Hucolo site did not work. But it's like something's always happening when I'm going to join the webinar, and I don't know what.
You sound much better, Gabriel.
Yeah, I'm very happy you're better. I think that all the healing energies we all sent you work.
Yeah. But the funny thing is that I can always join the after hangouts.
Yeah.
Well, it's because everyone wants to hop in and get their like free question from Jim answered as soon as possible. You know, let me get Jim for a second because I only just get my information from Jim.
No, Jim is just a permission slip, you know, to get some answers. That's what he is, because we can all find these answers on our own, really, but we like to have validation, really, you know, that something actually occurred. What's the story behind this idea or this feeling? You know, we all like validation. So Jim is a great permission slip for that.
And he's so positive being as well.
Yes, exactly.
Didn't I can't remember if this was from Human Colony or not, but didn't somebody say that Jim was once like an aspect of King Solomon, or was King Solomon? Was that him or was that someone else?
Oh, I don't know.
I thought it was him.
And
that's why he has like such a special channeling.
Well, you know, very powerful figures in our history, their essence has been fractalized into many of us. Because I know a number of people in Hucolo have said already that they were King Solomon, or they were, you know, these other high official beings. And so it just shows me how we just become fractalized versions of each of these beings who have existed what we consider in our past. You understand? We take on, because they're part of our soul, we take on those essences. That's how I believe it to be.
On that note, I think a lot of the composers are reincarnated as like very good musicians these days, you know? Like you
Yeah.
can tell that some of the musicians are composers from the old days.
Yeah. Mhm.
I like the way Bashar explains it. He says, like the experience of president of a nation. There's they don't come around very often. I mean, you can only be president once every 4 or 8 years in our country. Other countries are even more different. That the experience of president is allowed to be had, that information is allowed to be tapped onto. This is why some people think that they're Napoleon or whatever. They're just channeling that information because there was some aspect of it that they were asking about or whatever. That doesn't mean necessarily that it's them or that they're reincarnated. That it's just that they've experienced that. So, but it is both. I mean, sometimes you're channeling it because they're in your soul line, but sometimes you're channeling it because there's a piece of information in its Akashic records for you to tap onto. There was something in it that you needed. But
Yeah.
a lot of people will go mental about it and say, "Oh, I'm reincarnated this or reincarnated that," when they're just going over the records.
I wonder where the composer, like the modern day musicians, some of them you can tell they have the wisdom of music, not just the knowledge of music, you know. So
Well,
they're drawing on those aspects of themselves, I guess, that were those things, like you said.
he's not super liked, Kanye West, but I remember watching a video of his, and it's something that resonated with me because it's something that I actually experienced myself. And he was saying that when he is in the studio making his music, that he feels the vibration, and when he's making his music, he sees the music in colors and and vibrations. He sees the music. He feels it, and then it translates into like geometric shapes, into vibrational waves, into colors and different things. And that's something that I experience as well when listening to music. And it's real interesting. I love. Now I really I don't even watch TV. I rarely watch movies. Pretty much just listen to like different channelings, meditations, and then just like the music I grew up listening to, just different hip hop music, like soul music.
Along those lines, before you get too far from what you were just saying, I heard once that Michael Jackson has to copyright all his music right as it comes to him, otherwise Prince gets it. And there's things. Let me just say two things real quick. One thing, a personal experience. I've had a song that has come out that I've loved and has had a huge part in my life. I've had the melody of it in my head like 2 or 3 months before it came out. So I think we all get these things. It's just who creates it, and then they put it as theirs, you know. And then
Yeah.
also, hold on,
Yeah.
let me put out this other one real quick. Oh, what was it? Oh, also Evanescence. She says the same thing, that she gets music channeled to her. There's lots of musicians that. Oh, Martin Gore. That's how he writes songs from Depeche Mode. He just starts playing, and it comes into him, and either they're really great or they're not.
Mhm. Yes, I believe Bashar says something to that effect, that information, sound, and things of that nature just put up in the atmosphere, in the stratosphere, whatever you want to call it, and whoever can connect to the information, they're the ones who get it. So the information is always there. Or was it Cryon?
Yeah, Cryon gives a good example of that as well. He said information is given out. It's given through different data streams in different countries and things, and certain people that are sensitive to it pick it up. And the example he used was Wright brothers. He said the Wright brothers, yes, they got to, free flight first, but he said that information was also given to some people all over the world. He said, but France was only 2 weeks behind them. That if the Wright brothers had delayed just one more weather thing or something, then France would have been first to be in free flight. But the information is given, but not all together. It's that whole spiritual lead the horse to water thing that you can't make them pick it up. They get the signal, but they may not actually follow up on it. They're not
Exactly.
following. Yeah, it's weird how it does it. But then it's like that with other information, like these people who think, "Oh, I'm reincarnated this and I'm reincarnated that," when in fact they're just picking up that information that's freely floating around,
Like Lord Stephen Christ.
like
Who?
anything.
You haven't seen him on YouTube, Lord Stephen Christ?
No,
Oh, that's like what you're talking about, kinda.
I have no
Yeah.
idea.
The people that are like, I am Jesus, that
Yeah,
teleported from, you know, the
wherever.
moment before he died to right here.
I want to
am.
be Mars
Yeah.
Jesus,
Yeah.
Well, we are all Christ consciousness. How about
You know,
that?
the great
I
equalizer.
want to be the guy that invented. I want to be the reincarnation of the guy who invented chocolate. Women all over me. That would be worthy of some kind of incarnation there. That would be all right. I invented cocoa.
You may
you
have,
should
now
na-
that you say it.
Yeah,
you should change your name into Guru Chocolate.
yeah. Guru Coco. Guru Coco
Something
Puff
that
or some
happened,
crazy
like,
thing.
something that's come to me in like my walking meditations. Just like I'll be out and walking around like one day, like, so I'm 30, don't have any children, and I'm like, well, what is something I could do to still be able to like pass my energy along? It's like, and then the word like legacy came to me. It's like, well, okay, what is it that I can do? It's like, oh, I can invoke ideas and or experiences that will be perceived and believed as timeless, not only by myself but from the collective of Gaia as well as the universe. So I've been working on calling in the energies for this experience, and I've been learning, like, there's something that I came across that was like, there's some ideas that come to us, but we just can't seem to allow ourselves to receive it all. Just so I've been like, I had like an aha moment the other night where I was starting to feel an idea, and I started feeling myself like get to a moment where I was like, I'm like, wait, no. Yes, I accept this. This is all neutral. No matter what happens, it's going to be exciting and it's going to be neutral. I just have to stay in that space. And I felt it. I felt it as an energetic idea that was like around here. And when I did that, I felt the energy completely just drop and like down into my third chakra. Like I felt as if it like became a more concrete idea, a more solid,
A part of your matrix.
yeah, something that's okay. It's integrating, and we're working on aligning what's needed to make this happen, make this occur. Um, the last, like, really been talking with brother Tyler Webb a lot lately about instant manifestation, and just working on like different things, different ideas, like ideas, telepathy. Him and I were feeling, we shared an idea that we felt that telepathy is almost an example of instant manifestation. It's almost like I'm feeling an energy and a feeling emotion, and I want someone else to like
Hello.
be aware of it. So it's like, okay, I'm going to shoot this to you. If you're open to it, I'm going to say something's going to happen where I'm going to say something or they're going to say something, and then it's going to validate it and confirm it. And we've been experimenting with that, and he's been having more moments and awarenesses of things that are instantly manifesting. There is a experience where Alexandria and I, we were in the car. We had to go run an errand. It was like 15 minutes down the road and 15 minutes back. Well, I know I left the cell phone on the edge of the bed, and we were already down the street like 5 minutes or whatnot. I'm just, it's all good. We don't need it. We'll be fine. We're safe. We're secure. We're protected. And then we just drop it and forgot about it. And then Maybe 30 seconds later, we hear this ka-thunk, pop, pop. And what it was is the cell phone just instantly manifested into the car next to Alexandria as she was driving on the highway.
I swear I've had a similar experience recently, but I can't remember what it was. It was like I shifted something right to me, just like you're talking about.
Like the bird a couple of days ago.
No, I don't want that bird.
Are you still having that?
No, I taped off my window. It was territorial, I found out, and it was seeing its own reflection in the window, and then it was attacking the window. And I didn't want it to kill itself, so I put up some tape. Well, at first I wanted it to kill itself, but then I felt bad because it was just being stupid. So I just put tape up on the door. But go on.
Oh. It stopped raining here.
It stopped raining here too.
Yay! Yeah, it's gonna rain
There
here
goes
as well.
Parallels, Gabe. See? We're getting closer. We're syncing up closer.
Yeah.
Hi, Sean.
Just bring Maui here for the and the dolphins.
Actually, we're planning a trip to go to, I think, Kona next week, Gabe.
Yeah, I hook up with you. Bring me
I will.
with you.
I'll put your energy in a little crystal, and then I'll record everything under the crystal for you.
Yeah, that idea. I just thought about that idea just before you said it.
Boom. Instant manifestation.
I was going to say to you, can you like put my energy into a crystal and bring me with you on your trip? That's what I thought, and that's what you answered me.
That's what I was gonna say. How you were talking about that. I think it's amazing because even people who aren't into things out of the norm, are feeling telepathy, and it's so interesting to see their reactions. Because I see it on normal people. Like everyone feels each other's emotions now so much stronger, and they can't ignore it. It's interesting to see. It's like even more so people of a like vibration are coming together negatively and positively.
More and more things in my reality. So, when I actually leave, the house and go into town, more and more signs are pointing to my universe and the area around me truly being like a 6D reality where first contacts occurred, because I literally every day on the bus, when I go to Safeway to wait for the bus, or when I go in the morning to do like my morning run to the doctor, like every day I have some type of conversation about people's profound spiritual experiences with departed loved ones, with angelic type beings, people that are having UFO experiences, people that are telling me about their abduction experiences, literally every day, and it's just free flowing. And it's not, oh, people look at it like this. When I ask people, oh, do you know what a medium or a channeler is? Oh, yes, I'm familiar with it. Okay, well, I'm a part of this group called the Human Colony. And then I explain, what it is and da-da-da-da, and it actually pulls people kind of like into a conversation and about, the nature of, consciousness, and more people becoming awake to, lucid to their own truths, and to the control fear matrix that's no longer here.
My favorite thing to do. Oh, go ahead.
Justin, have you ever thought about taking a camera and just film your entire day and share it? How synchronicity the world is to the world.
No.
My favorite thing to do is to just learn like the most advanced like spiritual concepts and just remove all the layers of crap within me and like learn as much as I can and then just sit here and soak it all into the grid so everyone around me gets it. Everybody, because what we all learn goes into the grid and we all get it.
So I had an interesting experience yesterday. So when I got on the bus, this Buddhist monk was back on the bus, and there's a seat right next to him, and I attempted to start a conversation with him last time, but I felt him like literally throw up like an energetic wall to me. Like I
That's
wanted to
crazy.
ask him, like if there was a monastery,
You
where
must
the
have been wise in the ways of energy, eh?
what's up?
You must have been practiced in energies from a young age.
He was an older one, and I wanted to like just ask him, but what I was getting at is like I almost felt like if he was a little judgmental of the cover of my book, rather
What was
than
the book?
allowing himself to like feel my energy, because I was really wanting to like I was doing everything like, okay, I'm neutralizing, I'm getting into my neutral space, I'm getting in my zone so I can communicate with them on an energetic level, on a human level, and nothing. It was
Even
just
in the wisest of people, there's human judgment because we all have human brains. And there's that, and there's also other emotions and subtle energies that people are feeling. He could have just been having a stomach ache, and not wanted anyone near him. Or, it could have been a million things, but sometimes people don't connect on that subtle level. I see what you're saying. That's why I like, when I go around, I look at people in the eye and I look around and I try to see, like, who's there. You know what I mean?
I had one experience when I was a kid. It's funny about Ivan talked about the känna ground being, ground worker as an alien. And I just remember when I was going home from school and I just met a person standing in the street and he just stopped and started looking at me and I started going backwards and he was sending so much things to me telepathically about him being not from here and like
Oh, wow, that's not the first time I've heard that.
parked a ship in
That's
the
crazy.
forest and came out and all of that stuff, like he just downloaded in my head and went like too much and I kind of get scared and I was looking at him and his eyes was so powerful I couldn't, and it was almost like overpowering me.
Did he seem positive or negative? Because I've heard a story just like that.
Yeah, I didn't know if a positive or negative, but he did not. It was almost like he was taking control of me, but I don't think he was taking control now.
Yeah, it's the telepathy. It's just strong.
It's more like I was getting too much things, and everything, and it felt so like true, like that he parked, a ship landed in the forest and let him out, and he came out that way, but he was looking at me, staring at me, and I was turning around and walking backwards to my home because that was next to my home. And I walked backwards all the way to my home, looking at him, and he was looking at me, and he did not say anything. And it was an old man, but it felt like he was not a human, really.
I've heard a story just like that.
Yeah,
I
but
believe it. I think that people that they come here and they either influence your mind with technology so they look different, and different ones have different purposes. Just like there's tons of people, there's tons of purposes.
yeah,
Some are
my
good, some are bad.
telepathy was open, and I connected to him. But it was so, he was just standing like nobody would stand still and just look at you that way, while I'm walking backwards, looking at him all the way home, and he doesn't say anything, and we're just looking at each other. So who do you see on the street walking backwards, looking at a person? And it was like I was communicating with him, and I couldn't really understand that I was
Yeah.
communicating.
The story I heard really quick, it was a girl was walking down the street. She saw a guy, and the guy looked at her and beamed into her head, "I'm not human," in like the most powerful way and maybe negative way. And she really remembered that. Sounds similar to what you're saying.
Yeah, I have complete memory of that.
Interesting.
And also one time when I was like 15 years old, I got woken up in my bedroom, had two beings in my bedroom, looked at me, and I was like all they was communicating a lot of stuff, and I couldn't understand all the stuff in my head, and my head was going like so quickly that I used to. And it was like they did not meant to wake me up. But first, the beings in my bedroom, they did not realize that I woke up. It was like they accidentally woke me up, and I did not understand from the beginning. As soon as they understood that I woken up, they left. And it was like I was telepathically connected to them, and I understand that they understand when they found out I was awake.
Do you remember what they look like?
Yeah, they had big eyes and there was a blue light. I only saw their two heads.
They look humanoid, but with really big, weird eyes.
I only
They look
saw
like humans, but with weird eyes.
I only saw their head.
Oh, okay.
No, I think the eyes was black, but the light was shining through them like Star Wars hologram, like the blue light shining right through their body in a sense.
Like they were not completely physical then.
I've heard something. Maybe this is it. Jim Sparks said that a group of like 9 or so reptilians were communicating to him, and in order to not scare him, they used a holographic image, like you're describing. But he said he could kind of shake it off, and he could see that the mouth wasn't moving to what they were saying exactly. So he realized it was fake. But I think sometimes races will use that so they don't scare you.
Yeah, they accidentally pushed me on my chest, like some, like if there's fire in the house, you just go up to a person and push them on the chest, wake up, like quickly like that. That's how they pushed me, and I woke up immediately, like opened my eyes. I've never woken up that quickly.
Yeah, but the fear is probably what helped you remember it.
Yeah, and I had full. It was in real time for me. And then when it gone, I went up and closed my window because I was scared. Didn't know what to do. And who can I go to? Because if I tell my parents, they say it's just a dream. But you know you're completely awake.
That was pretty similar to my experience Thursday night. My experience was he kind of hit me in the head. Not hard, but enough to make me like, what was that? And then it's almost as if he was looking at me through a screen. But he didn't. His picture didn't move. Nothing. He didn't speak to me. But I saw his face and a little bit of the neck. Kind of looked like a gray with black stripes or maybe dark purple stripes under his eyes, and just very, very pleasant, not mean, I guess, positive, just not talking.
Just neutralizing and grounding right now. A lot of different energies coming through.
Hunter, that sounds like Yael to me, but I could be wrong.
The theory of him being gray, not theory, but like in the very few 3 seconds he showed himself to me, it's possible. I'm not really sure. Each time I have some sort of
Gray, right? There was gray with purple under the eyes.
It could have been gray or it could have been black, or it could have been purple. Let's go ahead and say dark purple. So yeah.
Oh, never mind then. I don't know who that is.
Me neither.
Could be any race, you know. So many out there.
Yeah, and the funny part in my experience is that I felt like they were family to some degree. Like they knew me. And Jim
It was
said
probably that race's aspect of you.
Jim said it was bleeding.
Probably your oversoul's aspect from that race.
All right. Awesome, guys. We'll get this up.
Who's jamming?
Someone's jamming Roxy and music.
Oh, that's Harris. His brother Harris.
Good vibes.
Yes. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying, I just starting to feel like a lot of different energies.
Me too.
That's mine.
So, and I had a telepathic message to grab my ruby, to grab my emerald, my kyanite, and took out my Merkaba crystal, my quartz crystal, and my black kyanite. Something that's wanting to want me to ground, and neutralized it. But you guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and just keep on talking and whatnot. I'll let you know when I'm feeling here.
Does anyone have anything they want to share?
Well, I just want to say hello to Harris. And
Hi, Harris.
Harris.
Someone has something to share. Don't be shy.
Hi, everyone.
What's up, brother Harris?
I thought somebody was speaking in Naga language for a second.
Hi, everyone. I'm just going to mute there. Blessed to be here with you all. Just got it. Not sure what is happening, but I love everything happening. I'm just going to mute. Blessings to all.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Love you, brother Harris.
I do have a point to bring up.
Yes, Sean.
I was just wondering why all the reptilians have a bad reputation here. Like, not
Yeah,
in this world on Earth.
Yeah, we spoke about that
without
earlier.
the negative idea of ETs, no one would ever believe in ETs at all. If
That's
they were
true.
all positive experiences, no one would have believed it. That's what Roxy said. They needed the negative experiences.
So now we get to create a new perception of them.
Yes, I like that.
Yes, Guru Dan. That's correct. Negative people do need negative things. They believe that much more than positive things.
I had to explore negativity to realize I didn't like it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
How
Beautiful.
do you know what's positive and negative if you don't experience both sides?
Well, you're never gonna know that, that when you stick your hand in fire, that it don't feel good unless you kind of try it out, unless you just like believe everything everyone else says. I know
Stick
that's
to
kind
it,
of
buddy.
an extreme. That's an extreme example, but I'm going like, you know, when the little kids, mom is in the kitchen cooking or baking cookies, like, don't touch the oven, it's hot. What's the kid do? They start putting their hand near the oven. At least I did, and I know a lot of my friends did.
Yeah, I put fire under the bed.
You put fire under the bed.
Yeah, I wanted to hide some candles from my mother, so I put them under the bed, and my mother did not like that.
And did your bed become like get
on
on
the
fire?
No, on her bed. It was not my bed.
Hey guys, hey guys, Sister Kari has some stuff she wants to share. Let's let her share.
Oh yes, please do.
Yeah, it's Delilah Ryan. The new main member, Delilah.
Dude, don't.
Hi, Carrie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Well, I'm okay.
What would you like to share with us?
Well, I just have my own 2 cents, I guess. And about a year ago, I was experimenting and playing some stoner telepathy with somebody that is a descendant of the Nephilim. And we both got similar but not exact images. We kept coming back and comparing notes. And we both got images of yellow orbs. And another image that we both had were forests. And this one was a little bit strange. We both got heart-shaped tables. And that's the end of my story. We haven't played again since, but I'll get them again.
What did you feel about it?
I loved it. I was very impressed with myself. It was fun.
Very good. And how did you feel about the Nephilim? Positive, negative, neutral? Like, what was your feeling about it, really?
I don't really have one, to tell you the truth. I don't know. I'm kind of ignorant about that kind of stuff. I just know my friend and I like him, and that was good enough for me.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't really need a
Sometimes
definition.
simplicity is best.
Yes. Yes.
Thanks, Justin.
You're welcome.
Don't do that to me.
It was painless.
I'm going back into my hiding, but keep talking.
Oh.
It wasn't that bad.
That brings me on the
That was
subject.
wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yes. You don't have to hide from us, Carrie. We love you.
Uh-oh.
Watch out, Sarah is a snake.
Yes, and what, Gabe? I've accepted that for myself. And
But are you still seeing snakes and stuff on the street? Because
well, no, I think it was just so I could become aware of the idea and aware of the energy to confirm and validate the energy for me. I created that experience.
Because when you came in, you talked about that all the time.
Only because it kept showing up.
A couple of weeks, and then you just stopped.
Well, they stopped showing up. Yeah, so I no longer need that validation to understand that I have that sort of energy. And so they just haven't been showing themselves.
I feel Justin connecting to the turtle turtle connection right now. What do you feel, Justin?
Salutations.
Salutations. Greetings.
It is one from the Terrapin.
Oh, welcome.
Humanoid
Welcome.
Terrapin.
Are you in a garden or are you like a tree, a plant, a elemental? What exactly is
And imagine the Ninja Turtle.
it? Are you a turtle?
Wow.
We are a more spirit guide for this one.
Very well. Is there
We
something you
Is
would like to
we
is this any
tell
ask
him?
connection
for,
to Turtle?
there has been connection with the turtle in this one since a young age. We have been a supportive, a wise and supportive energy for this one.
And they were sort of islands, their backs with trees and things of that nature
Mm.
on their backs.
We are a universal supportive energy.
I think his internet just took a break. Too much
Yeah,
powerful enemies through
can you
Justin.
guys hear? Or can you hear
Yeah,
Justin?
Yes,
yeah, Justin has
I can hear
freezed.
now.
So Justin came into his own real something he needed to explore himself before he can tune back in here. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ooh. Can you do some light tuning, Sarah? While we
Some
wait.
light tuning.
Yeah.
I was doing some earlier.
Do some about happiness. Great happiness.
To create happiness.
Wow.
Sarah, you were cutting out a little bit. Are you back?
That last bit sounded Victorian a
Yeah.
Oh, that was beautiful. I wanted to hear the whole thing in its entirety, but it was cutting out. Is your internet? Are you near your router or
Yeah,
something?
the internet's no, I'm not near the router.
That
I'm
was
a little
awesome.
far away from it, but
Holy
I
cow.
never actually like did like a
What
do
just
it for
happened?
this reason.
I don't know, Justin, what happened to you? You got disconnected, I think.
It felt like you went into another dimension quickly.
I think your
The
internet cut
internet
out.
could
You froze.
Something
couldn't
something
connect.
well, something happened where it said couldn't be authenticated. Like, okay, I was in the middle, and then all of a sudden, Gabe, you're right, because I heard Sarah doing her language. I was channeling, and I heard her doing the language, and I heard it. I hear it. I'm channeling, and then all of a sudden, I get this message of you're no longer connected. You're no longer there. So I unplugged my headphones. I opened up my eyes. When I opened up my eyes, it said something about I couldn't be authenticated. And I looked down over here, and the internet's still going. And
My Google Hangout hasn't been working. It keeps asking me to reinstall it. That's why I couldn't get in, like when I tried 14 times today until now.
yeah, that was interesting.
Well, it made me happy.
Yeah, thank you for that short channel. Hey, that was neat. I didn't know there was a turtle species.
It's
Yeah,
something
it's really
that
good.
I still feel the connection. It's more telepathic right now, though. There's someone that does want to talk to Kari. And they're working with me to do that soon, Kari. And you know who?
Oh, baby.
Oh, yeah.
I'm feeling like something is being downloaded in my brain.
Is it a message?
I don't know.
I hope so.
Well, Gabriel said he wanted me to tone for happiness.
That made me happy, even though it was breaking up a lot. I missed some of it.
I got this big giant grin on my face at the moment. It's just like
Feel all funny.
I do as well, Justin. I feel very, if you've ever seen like a cloud, like a really puffy cloud, I feel very puffy, very, yeah, yeah.
Like, I feel like my chin right here is, like, puffing up, and I feel like my hand is, like, puffing up.
I do feel as well. Although mine is body, all through my body. Mine is very...
Like, I'm bloating. Like, I feel kind of,
Yeah.
like, bloated.
Yeah, same here. I feel
Got
it
a
all
bunch
the
of,
time.
like, salt retention or something like that. I feel like I have a big shell on my back.
he said,
because you did
imagine a Ninja Turtle. And I thought of, like, one of the Ninja Turtle guys, and I was like, Justin's a badass, you know?
in my mind's eye, like I was getting this image of like this big turtle, like a Galapagos type turtle, but it was like the size of the planet.
Oh
And
my.
then here's me just like sitting on top of the turtle. And like I'm just on top of the turtle and and on top of the turtle and on top of the turtle, its shell is a bunch of Merkaba. It was like Merkabas, but they weren't 6 points. They were 8 points. They were 8 point.
Yeah, Justin, was that before or after I said the word you're connecting to the turtles?
It was that. What it was is that's I was
Yeah,
talking with.
I don't know why, but I just spoke that up out.
It's because it was one of my DNA infusions, and it's also during one of the books I was reading called The Dragon's Gate. It says to invoke the turtle and the turtle energy, and in that channel they were showing me like, we've been in your life this whole time. Like, I've always loved turtles. I've always had pet turtles or pet turtle friends with pet turtles and whatnot my whole life too. um,
I had a pet turtle.
I actually had some friends like when I was like 18, 19, like younger and hanging out with them. They used to call me. That was their nickname for me too. Was Turtle.
You
I don't know if
know
that's good or bad.
what's
Justin.
funny?
It was
You
more
know.
because the weed I always had, Hunter. I always had that good turtle, especially Donatello, that perp.
Ooh. That's some
Oh,
good
Harris
food.
just pressed Donatello. He just typed that in. But I wanted to say I just did a post about turtles last week, actually. I did a post. You should see it, Justin. Did you see it last week? It was some days ago.
If you can repost it, I might have looked through it. I don't always go through my Google Plus page. I've been doing it more though.
Yeah.
It's just I definitely go through a lot of Sister Karina P's like posts and a lot of Sister Wendy's
Mm-hmm.
and then it's just like, oh man, I take a break.
Mm. Yeah, there was a post about the turtles. It's very synchronistic.
It's happening instantly now. Oh my gosh. I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah.
Sarah, is your last name Ortega?
No.
No? Okay, just wondering.
Why?
Because I know a woman named Sarah Ortega.
No. Trying to see what's this turtle one.
I got my mute button. Perfect. I wanted to say
Oh,
hello
okay.
to the
Good.
new guys I've not met in this way. Kazim, how are you doing, brother?
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. And there's Hunter. Nice to meet you, Hunter.
Yes. Nice to meet you too.
And there is Guru Dan. What's up, Guru Dan? He's on mute.
Not a whole lot. Hanging out.
Namaste to you guys.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste, Harris. So what's been new with you, Harris?
Oh, everything. Everything has been new. Let me see if I can pinpoint anything to say, actually. Nah, I guess as we go along, something's gonna pop out.
Oh, I wanted to ask you a question. Okay. Oh, here's the turtle situation. I wanted to ask you a question, Harris, because remember when I told you about my tailbone, like pulsating, and you said you're also beginning to do that?
Yes,
Yeah, I
I
asked
heard.
about that in the webinar.
I watched it. Yeah, I watched it. Give me more information.
And what they told me is I was going through some Naga rituals. That's what was happening.
I got it. Yeah. I remember now. Yeah. Major for you. I didn't get,
And
of course, I didn't get that much of it, but I felt that. I think I still have that with me, but it didn't increase or anything.
right. I'm thinking maybe you're going through some too. That's why I'm saying this.
I believe so. I'm with you on that. I am with you on that. And I started anticipating meeting the beans like you did. So
Yeah.
I had to shed light in some darkness. I had to do that. Yes. And
Aww.
I had to get this preparation for that, and I really enjoyed it. I could actually go there now and actually enjoy the beauty of that aspect of being. So I would say
Right.
I'm much more enlightened in that. No more darkness per se, So I'm kind of ready to make the connections per se. And when the traits start coming forth, I will, I'm actually there. I not too long ago there was something. There was some invitation into my house. I all of a sudden I started having birds trying to fly in. The squirrel was trying to get in to play with my son and was just hitting the window, kept hitting the window and going back. And like, hey, not like that. Let me open the door, and then it went away. But that's a good thing. That's that's a good thing. Nature, the recognition of nature, and you recognizing nature recognizing you, and then you're kind of connecting in that way. Very beautiful thing, and it sheds a lot of darkness from yourself. It changes a lot of perspective.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's only starting. Let's see how it goes. Let's enjoy it.
Yes. Very good. I just wanted to share that with you.
Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I know there is a lot. There's so much. There's so much coming. There's so much coming, and we're just gonna be like wow from one wow to the next wow. That's
Exactly.
It's already happening.
Oh yeah.
It's already happening, man. That's what's super cool. Like every day I wake up and I just know that it's going to be interesting. It's an interesting idea, interesting energies, interesting telepathic connections, like interesting, just interesting. Like when you're talking about earlier, like what you do, just what you're experiencing with the lighting up of the spinal column from the Kundalini, the feeling of like the ghost limb feeling. Like these are things I've been experiencing since like the middle of last summer, and really re-experiencing again. However, just in I guess a deeper in a deeper manner. And what's really neat about it this time is more people are feeling it too, and it's really exciting. It's really exciting because when more people after they have these experiences, it's just gonna add to the collective consciousness, and it's just going to reflect back into us and just keep on strengthening our abilities and strengthening our resolve, our will, and it's just going to end up making things occur in our now moment so much, and so much more in accelerated fashion. Where did my magic wand go?
You know, Tyler was just telling me about the same thing, Justin. A magic wand, a staff, a scepter, whatever you would like to call it.
Dude, there's something with it. Wouldn't mind disappear for though.
Tyler walked outside and grabbed like a bent stick, and he was like, "This is my scepter." You know?
That's so funny because when I was in Texas, I was going through a lot of the stuff. I saw this one stick that, like, the front of the head, it looked like a dragon's head, and then the rest of the body looked like a body. And I remember grabbing it, and like I remember like some of the skin like of the twig, and I remember like pulling it off, and I remember like being guided telepathically, like you're getting like it was like it was like a metaphor, it was archetype what I was doing, and I understood. I wasn't fully. I was aware that what I was doing something, and then I was instructed to grab like some mud and like rub it on the back of this stick with the intention of like healing my back, and I ended up keeping that stick for like a long time. Actually, it's still at the cabin in California, but it's like it's something you can pour your energy into, you know, and direct the flow, if you will. Has anyone ever used dowsing rods?
Dowsing rods?
Yeah.
What's that?
They're like little metal like things that you bend at a 90-degree angle, and you use like cardboard. You put them in, and what happens is like as you walk around, they tend to move according to the vibration of the earth of where you're at, and if there's a stronger like energy presence, they'll like start like adjusting. If you go on YouTube and type in dowsing, DOWSING, dowsing.
They use them in the old country to find water. What?
Did you say, Sean?
I said they use them in the old country to find water.
What did you say?
I said they use them in the old country to find water.
Yes.
Anyone up for maybe a meditation before we stop? Because I was gonna go check out the garden, and then at 10:30 I got a little time with Jim today.
What's the intention? Oh, you didn't do a grid today, even.
I have an attention.
Okay.
For the 100 monkey effect to kick in.
Here we go.
in humanity?
Yes, on the attention process.
Okay. Everybody got it?
Yeah.
Because we're at like almost 8% ready, and apparently sometimes it can kick in between 8 and 12%, so almost there.
Mm-hmm. All right. Everybody's
once,
ready?
I was actually going to make a quick grid for the meditation.
I'm feeling the energy already for it.
As am I.
Like there's a sorority of Wartown.
We're going to be calling in a lot of angelic energy in this one, guys.
Yep.
I'm feeling a very pulsating feeling. It's going from my elbows to my thumbs, and it's like a circuit, like an electrical circuit, just flowing around.
Wonderful. We're also going to, you know what we can do? We can also set an intention to create essentially an energetic being that will be collecting beneficial energy, the most beneficial energies for leading us effortlessly to and through our excitements,
Yes.
as well as our heart's desires.
I'm going to tone while you are putting the crystals together, if that's okay.
Yes.
Namaste.
May we allow our nows to unfold into our hearts' most exciting, uplifting experiences with effortless learning, effortless growth, filled with the infinite feelings of bliss that come from our hearts, which we share with each other so as to allow our love to unite and allow ourselves to receive the blessings and the necessary experiences for our growth and our transcension into the most perfect of now moments. There's an invitation and an offer of energy from the Blue Avian Collective for those of this co-creation, as well as those that are to possibly view this in a later now.
Often accepted.
You see it?
Yeah. It's
Lovely, Justin.
it's really gorgeous. Oh my god, it looks like a little human. He's like, yeah.
That's one very happy human.
Exactly. It's beautiful. Oh.
Man, I'm getting like a ton of energy. I'm getting a ton of energy right now, like right directly right here. Ton. Whew.
It still has more to say, but I'm like, it is hard to take it, to bring it out.
Wow. Wow.
I am like pushed to my limits here.
Whew. That is beautiful.
I saw something like a sword, like this big like sword, and it was like my light body like grabbed this sword, but when I grabbed it, it like shot up and down, out, 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 and then I like pulled it into me, and then
Yeah.
raised it up, and then just this giant like ball, or like this giant ball of like bluish whitish um like lightning, if you will, just like erupted from me and then shot down, like shot up.
Okay, guys. I have to go now. So enjoy yourselves. I really appreciate all the energy everyone brought today. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Have a
Sarah.
Bye.
wonderful one.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
You're welcome. Bye bye, everybody. Smooches.
Mwah.
Alright guys, I'm actually gonna take it up air here. I'm gonna go check out the plants and stuff, and then I got a session at 10:30. So thank you everyone for joining, and the hangout will still be up for a little bit, or whoever's gonna hang out. But much love to everyone, and I'll make sure to make a note for myself to do one on Wednesday. That way I don't step into another reality where no one pays attention to days, months, and time. That's what happened on Wednesday. I literally woke up, and the reality I woke up into didn't have an idea of what a day even was. It was interesting. So I'll talk to you guys a little bit later here. And any ideas or anything, let me know. Please, please. Alright, guys.